Once upon a time, there were 3 cheerful park rangers who worked at the same nature reserve: Big Bob, Slim Jim, and Old Stu. They had spent many years taking care of the forest, helping animals, and keeping visitors safe. Every day, they patrolled the trails, but in the evenings, they loved to sit around the campfire and share funny stories about their adventures in the wild. Big Bob was the first to share a tale. "Listen to this," he said. "It happened a long time ago when I was new on the job. I was out checking the trails during the winter, and suddenly I saw a wolf, a huge one. I froze in place. Then I saw a tree. I climbed up. The wolf tried to jump up and grab me, but only managed to snag my pants. I managed to climb on a branch, shaking with fear. The wolf sat below in the snow, watching me and licking his chops. I thought, all right, I'll sit here until evening. At night, the wolf will leave and I'll escape. But by evening, another wolf came. Then the 2 of them took turns watching me. After a while, a 3rd wolf came. Then more and more. Eventually, a whole pack gathered under the tree, waiting for me to fall. By morning, the frost hit. My hands and feet were frozen stiff. I couldn't hold on to the branch anymore and fell, hearing a loud crackling sound hitting the ground. I fell straight into a snowbank, landing right on a bear's lair. The startled bear woke up, roared angrily, and chased the wolves away. I gathered my courage, dusted off the snow, and ran back to the ranger station. I barely caught my breath when I arrived. My supervisor said, "No more patrolling without proper gear." That's how I learned to always be prepared for anything. Slim Jim and Old Stu laughed at Big Bob's story. Then Slim Jim said, "I once had a scary moment too, but with a bear. It was summertime, and I was leading a group of campers on a hike when I realized I had forgotten my bug spray. Suddenly, I heard rustling. I turned around, and there was a bear right in front of me. I panicked and told the campers to stay calm while I slowly backed away. But the bear kept coming. I could hear it snorting behind me. I turned, took off my hat, and threw it at the bear. The bear stopped for a moment, sniffed the hat, and then kept coming. Feeling it getting closer again, I took off my jacket and pants and threw it to the bear. Maybe it will distract him for a bit, I thought. The bear tore the jacket and pants apart, found nothing interesting, and kept coming. I had to think fast. I led the campers to a small bridge over the river. We barely made it across when the bridge collapsed under the bear's weight, and the bear fell into the river. Well, I thought, serves you right, you troublemaker. Don't scare people for no reason. But the water under the bridge was shallow, so the bear got out, shook himself off, and went back into the forest. Meanwhile, I thought, good job, Slim Jim. You tricked the bear well. But how will I explain this to the boss? By the time we all got back to the ranger station, it was nighttime. I had to explain why my gear was missing, and I lost my clothes and hat. My supervisor wasn't happy, but at least we all made it back safe. Big Bob and Old Stu laughed at Slim Jim's story. Then Old Stu said, "I also had a funny moment once. I was out in the forest and saw a bear. I thought it was asleep, so I quietly approached to take a picture. But it wasn't asleep. It jumped up and roared. I ran so fast that I dropped my camera. The bear picked it up and, believe it or not, took a selfie before wandering off into the woods. I never saw that camera again." All 3 rangers laughed until their sides hurt. They loved sharing their adventures and learning from each other. As they headed back to the ranger station, Big Bob said, "That was a good day, wasn't it?" No animals got hurt, and we had a great time. "I don't like bothering the animals," said Slim Jim. "Let the rabbits, squirrels, and bears live peacefully in the forest. We're here to protect them, not disturb them." "And the birds too," added Old Stu. "Without animals and birds, the forest would be a boring place. We need to keep it safe for everyone." And so, the 3 old rangers continued their work at the nature reserve, protecting the wildlife and keeping the forest a happy and peaceful place.